And what I like about creating a script like this is we can see the overall dimensions. Let's say we want to change the height, and we can see that as we move the sliders, then we can see all of the dimensions changing at the same time. And then at the end, once you've adjusted the parameters, depending on what you want to use this for, you could then bake the geometry like this and create a clipping plane. And I can show you here with this clipping plane, the two different intersecting portions, which is the top cap, the bottom cap, and then we have the tolerances and all of the mechanisms that make it so that it can twist close. I do also have a little prototype. Let's see if you guys can see it. It's this, I 3D printed a small version of it and it closes perfectly. I feel like I want to do a few iterations to see the limits of the tolerances. All right, first of all, I'll show you that what a cluster is nothing more. So this is a simplified version of this entire script. And what it is that inside of here, we have the entire script, but we've isolated the inputs and the outputs. So this way it makes it a lot easier to adjust these as you look at your model here. So that's why I have this here, just so you can see all of the steps and how it's organized. But in here, we'll see that we have the ability to change the height. So we already said that. You can double click on the slider and let's say go to 10. Then here, the diameter, of course, changes the overall size. And we can also create a clipping plane here and start it up in the center here. So you can see how the parameters change the design. So let's go to the top cap wall. Notice that this is going to be the top cap. And then if I go to 3, that it extends the top cap, but at the same time, this bottom portion is tied to that dimension. So it extends this little bit and we can change it back. Now this is the bottom cap wall. So that's going to be this one on the inside. Some of these have some limitations. So just be aware of that, especially when you, let's see, the top offset, that's going to be this little top part. If we go to 0, it will not offset it. And you can also do, tolerance like this. Okay. The top, that's going to be the depth of this. So there's different options here. So the bottom one here, notice that now we have it closed rather than open. And then the lip offset is this one, which you can basically extend this bottom portion. And this is where we get into the tolerance. So if we go here to 0, notice that now we have no tolerance on the cap, and then here 0.3, and it adjusts that. Now for the spiral, notice that we have here a multiplier of 2, which means there's only 2 twists. But if I go here to, let's say 4, we can add a few more. Obviously, you can't add 10 because the height is too small to create that many. But this helps you see that basically we can change the amount of twist that it takes for it to close. So now that you've seen the idea of how this works, I'll take this information and bake it. I'll bring it over here to the side and show you one of the things that you could do with this. So this is perfectly closed. I'll show you again. This is a closed solid. So if we turn this into a STL, it'll print without any issues. Now this is what I can do here. Let's say I want to turn this into a container. All I'll do is extrude this curve down. We'll just say by 30. And then this top one, if I want it to be closed, I can just go here to this command called untrim, and I can untrim the top part. So now let's look at this in clipping view again. Actually, I should leave that here and just disable it. But notice this is a solid. And so what I want to do is turn this into a shell. And I want the walls to be 2 millimeters. So I'll select this top surface, hit enter, and it creates a shell and it removes the top, which now allows me to take these two and do a Boolean union. So now those are put together. And so we don't need supports. I'm going to create a chamfer edge. And then here, if this is 2 and this is 1, I think if we just do 0.9. Oh, actually, maybe it's more. Maybe 2. I just kind of bump up the more that it... Okay, I think that's good enough. And now notice that all I've done here is created a perfectly enclosed twist container. And so I actually decided to do this here. I'm going to create a few iterations and show you how I use this. So basically I just changed the diameter to 10. Now I'll go here and just bake this one and then move it over this way. And now I'll change the diameter to 20 and then I'll bake this and move both of these over and just keep doing that. Let's see, 20. Let's just go back over to 50. I'll take these two, bake them. Now the top here, I have it as open. I actually think that there's this one that's missing from this script. So that's good because now this is the relay. And now this, basically adjusting this one. So with this option, which is going to be second to last, I can do this. Paste this one. So I'm just kind of adjusting this on the fly here while you guys are watching. And this says open, right? But I can click here and go to close. That's the other thing, is giving you the option of closing it, because that way you don't have to untrim kind of this top one or this top one. So we have 10, 20, 50, and let's do a larger one. 50, and let's go to 80. Now for this one, I feel like the height should be a little bit more. So let's just increase this to 10. And then the twist amount, maybe it's fine. So I'll take this and bake it. The reason why I'm doing this is to kind of share with you guys that are watching the video as I post it, so you guys can have some resources that you can download for free and learn a bit about how parametric design works. So yeah, I decided to do this for you guys. And these 4 twist caps that you can use on any container will be available, like I said, on my website, as well as a script for a limited time. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you want to be able to see what this bottom portion of the script does, all you need to do is select it and then go here to enable. And then just go to this one, right click or middle click with your scroll wheel click, and then disable here on this one. So now you can work on this one and see how everything was created. So that's also what's useful about a script, is that it shows you all of the steps on how it was created, and at any portion you can see how it was made and back engineer it and introduce any modifications, adding text or anything like that. So that's what makes it useful of having something like this. But the cluster is useful in a different sense, where you could explode it and bring it back to normal, but it just simplifies it. So you just focus on the inputs and on the outputs. And this is perfectly 3D printable, similar to, like I showed you guys, this one. It closes perfectly. And in the future, I do want to take this and, like I said, create a few iterations, playing around with the tolerances just to see the limits of this script. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. And with that being said, thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you in the next video.